the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright.
Yeah, well, if music are your thing and you feel for rock and swing, just tune into Queen Hot Amen on the Cobra Live radio show. Yeah, man, with the Blessed Up radio show. Yeah, man, with the music flow. Yeah, man, I chant us, so just keep it locked. Rastafari I live. Aye.
Yes, and that's us back today again with the Bless Up radio show. And thank you so much for tuning in so you can get blissed, okay? Because we're continuing on the sleep subject today, but this is the Bless Up radio show coming to you live from Costa Rica. Yes, Costa Rica, up here in northern Costa Rica along Lake Rseenal. Beautiful place in the middle of a big forest. Yes, sometimes the monkeys even come and visit us. And big up to my producer, Susan Evans. Thank you so much for all the work you do to provide the material that we talk about on the show. And it's a special show today because we have a featured guest and interview. It's Rseenal, that's how I think it's Di Artillery, or Don Rasta, from Jamaica. He's he's our personal friend, plus he's a poet, and he's going to tell you all about it. He's a poet that he puts his poetry to music, plus he's very socially conscious and big with the environment and everything. He's going to tell us all about it. Got a great interview that I recorded with him yesterday, and some of his songs I'm going to play, before his interview. That'll be in the second hour of the show, and after, okay, so you can get a feel for, what he's trying to say and his music. And this is Kenutamin. Yes, here every Thursday and Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern and 6 to 8 in the UK. And big up to my friend Cobra on Cobra Live Radio, because that's where we come to you from, www.cobraliveradio.com. Yes, thank you there, you King. It's a blessing, and many blessings across the pond to you. So, continuing on the sleep thing, I've got this one little interesting article, then we're going to get back to some more music, about sleep and why older people sleep less. Okay, because they used to think that you slept, older people slept less because of, getting new medications, or because of psychological distress, retirement, or just because they needed less sleep. So they did a study, and they found out, this is amazing, that the more cells that you lose from aging, the harder time you have sleeping. And there's a certain type of cells, what are they called here? Ventrolateral preoptic nucleus, okay? And they die off as you get older in your brain. So, and a lot of people in their 70s, they start sleeping like an hour and a half less than they did when they were in their 20s. So, and they're not feeling rested, and they're getting up because they can't sleep anymore, and they're, roaming all around the house, and it's kind of like a chronic insomnia, right? So the new findings that what they found would help develop maybe a medication that would smooth the elderly's sleep, and eventually the bottom line was they studied 1,000 subjects, right, all the way until they died, and then studied their brains and found all this stuff out. The people with Alzheimer's or old-timers disease, like I call it, they were even worse. They lost more of these cells, and so, that's what they say. That's why people that are senile or have old-timers disease, they have to be put institutionalized, right? Because their kids and stuff can't take care of them because they're up roaming around in the night and they don't know what they're doing and they can break bones. Well, the whole thing is aimed at maybe being able to make a medication that will smooth this out and won't have the side effects, that some of the other sleep medications, well, most of them do, So anyway, that's great news, and it also solves the problem or the riddle of why older people don't need as much sleep. And on that note, I'm going to play my friend and great conscious artist. I'm going to play Black Ice. Give a Little. This is my favorite tune by him. Black Ice. Big up.
Na 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 na. Get to people in this world. Yeah. Everyone in this world. Mankind, wake up. Life is na. Whoa. Wait a minute, take a little bit of what you got and give it to another. it's just love. Wait a minute, take a little bit of what you got and share it with another, even if it's your smile. Spread it all around, give thanks and praise, 'cause what you got is a blessing sent from up above. Oh, yeah. The one who sits on the throne, King of kings, Lords of lords, ruler over all. Wait a minute, take a little bit of what you got and give it to another, even if it's just love. Wait a minute, take a little bit of what you got and share it with another, even if it's your smile. One bright morning, even a cup of tea, give it to your neighbor, your sister or your brother. A spoonful, some ginger, a little bit of sugar goes a long way. Saying I love you, I love you. Saying I love you. Saying I love you. Saying I love you. Oh yeah, I love you. I love you. Oh yeah. Check it out now. Wait a minute. Take a little bit of what you got and give it to another, even if it's just love. Wait a minute. Take a little bit of what you got and share it with another, even if it's your smile. Spread it all around, give thanks and praise. Thanks and praise. 'Cause what you got is the blessing sent from up above. You know this, the one who sits on the throne, King of kings, Lord of lords, ruler over all. Wait a minute, take a little bit of what you got and give it to another, even if it's just love. Wait a minute, take a little bit of what you got and share it with another, even if it's your smile. Oh, la 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 la, ooh, la 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 la. Share the love, share the love, share the love in your heart. Yeah, just wait 1 minute. Yeah, all it takes is love, love, love in this world. Just a little bit of love, little bit of love.
Yes, nice, huh? That was Inner Circle and Maximum Down Rhodesia. Yeah, I love that. Of course, I'm a dub freak, guys. I'm sure you remember me playing it all the time. Okay, so here's some info I've got on, this is a very interesting thing about sleep, okay? Because a lot of people, there are different types of sleep cycles, It's not just one. That's the one that everybody uses is, 6 to 8 hours every night. You go to sleep for one time every day and it's all set, right? Well, that's called a monophasic sleep cycle, and it's like only one, though, of 5 major sleep cycles that have been used successfully. And so I want to big up you about the other 4, okay? That's really interesting and blow your mind. The other ones are called polyphasic sleep cycles, all right? So the most important thing about the sleep cycle, right, is the stage 4 REM, R-E-M, which means rapid eye movement, sleep. It's shown to provide the benefits of sleep to the brain above all other stages of sleep. So when you change over from a monophasic to a polyphasic cycle, the lack of sleep, that you get, because you're not getting all that one long sleep, tricks the body into going into our REM sleep immediately, as soon as you fall asleep, instead of 45 to 75 minutes into the sleep after you've fallen asleep in a monophasic sleep cycle, okay? So you still get the benefits when you're doing these short sleeps that you would with the 8-hour sleep, because, you're not wasting all the time it takes to get into that stage of sleep where your body and your brain and everything's able to heal itself and regenerate overnight, because your body actually does all this work. We talked about the liver, too, not very long ago, and how from 11 at night until 3 in the morning, those 2 organs are working, yeah, while you sleep. They're doing all their stuff. Okay, the one is called the Uberman cycle, all right? And this is 20 to 30-minute naps every 4 hours, resulting in 6 naps each day. It's highly efficient, and it usually results in feeling healthy, refreshed upon waking, and extremely vivid dreams. In fact, people who use this sleep cycle, the Uberman cycle, report that they have the ability to lucid dream, which is very cool because you're awake in your dreams, right? You're part of the dream, and you come back and you remember it and everything. It's very cool. I've read some books on it. It's really cool. Okay, but it's kind of difficult, right? It's kind of difficult to do, but the people who have tried it say that it's super, they have great positive results. Another one's called the Everyman cycle, and that means you have one long core nap, and that's supplemented with several 20 to 30 naps throughout the day. The most successful variations, it says, are either 3-hour nap and 3 20-minute naps, or one 1.5-hour nap with 4 to 5 20-minute naps. Okay, so, it all ends up to be the same, right? This cycle is much easier to adjust to than the Uberman. Okay, the Uberman's kind of hard. And you have to make sure that you stick with it, right? The Dymaxion cycle, this is Bucky Fuller invented this cycle because based on his belief that we have 2 energy tanks. The first is easy to replenish, whereas the second tank, the second wind, is much harder to replenish. So he began sleeping for 30 minutes every 6 hours. That's 2 hours of sleep a day. And he reported feeling the most vigorous and alert he'd ever felt in his life. The doctors looked at him and after several years of using the cycle and said that he was perfectly healthy. In fact, he only stopped doing it because of his business associates. They were stuck on the monophasic cycle. So, look at that. 2 hours of sleep a day, man. And the biphasic siesta cycle is, basically like every college student uses it. It's only like 4 to 4.5 hours of sleep at night, and then you take a 90-minute nap around noon. So which one's right for you? Okay. First of all, you have to try them is what you have to do. But you have to keep in mind that if you decide to switch to either the Dymaxion or the Uber cycles, right, you're going to be like really messed up from like the 3rd day until the 10th day, until your body adjusts to the different cycle of sleep, right? So you have to make sure to keep that in mind if you want to try it. Or you're going to have time. You have to have a couple weeks free. You have to upgrade your bedroom to maximize sleep quality, make it nice and dark and comfy and, somewhere where you feel safe, right? Eat good foods without a lot of fat, right? And make sure you've got something to do. All these people and all these things they're talking about are people that are really driven and doing a lot of things, and they've got passion, and they're making projects and stuff, and so they don't even want to sleep, but they have to. So find something that really interests you, drawing, whatever it is you like to do, and have that to do, in all your new awake time, okay? And then stick with it. Don't give up. Keep it up, because it's going to take at least 2 weeks before you start feeling any difference and over the problem of feeling so tired, okay? Yeah, all right. I love that article. That is very cool, about alternative sleep cycles. I never knew that. Cocoa Tea, Young Lover.
Now this one is designed for 18 and over. Over, say 18 and over. Over, yeah. Hey, girl, won't you go home to your mama. Your mama, go home to your papa. Your papa, you're too young to be my lover. To be for me lover. Whoa, you must be 18 and over. I've been checking you out, but you are too young, girl. And a girl like you will cause worries into my world. Cause if I pick you up, girl, it's pain and misery for me. Cause you're a girl that is so rude as can be. Like boy, go home to your mama. Your mama, go home to your papa. Your papa, you're too young to be me lover. My lover, God for me lover. Whoa, hey, whoa, hey. Talking to your Sandra, talking to your Sharma, or even Marcia. Too young to be my lover. Whoa, hey. Girl, won't you go home to your mama. Your mama, go home to your papa. Your papa, check me 2 years later. Check me 2 years later. Whoa, hey. Some of them are talk about you are the champion bubbler. Bubbler, you're the champion bubbler. Bubbler, but you're young to be my lover. Too young to be my lover. Too young to be my lover. Boy, so girl, won't you go home to your sister. Your sister, go home to your brother. Your brother, and go home to your auntie. Your auntie, go home to your uncle. Your uncle, I can't love you. Whoa, I can't love you. Can't you see? You can't love me. You're too young, can't you see? And your mama won't agree. Yeah. And your papi don't want to see you loving me. Boy, go home to your mama. Your mama, go home to your papa. Your papa, go home to your sister. Your sister, you're too young to be my lover. A lover, check me 2 years later. Later, whoa, you're too young to be my lover. I'm talking to your Sandra, talking to your Sharma, or even Marcia. Too young to be my lover. Too young to be my lover. Too young to be my lover. I just cannot take over. Can't take control of your daughter. Lord, whoa, shine, shubadang, whoa.
This is Visionary, your musical emissary. Larging up, Bless Up Radio Show with Lady Canuck on www.cobraliveradio.com. You can't miss that, man. Visionary says so, for real.
Yes, our friend Visionary from over in the UK, yes. And today our other friend's going to be here, Rseenal, with an interview in about half an hour. He'll be with us, or I'll be playing the recording that I made yesterday. How's that? Very interesting, really good interview yesterday with a super amazing blessing to the world. I told him that's what he is. Okay, well, here's a little something about diet, okay? Your diet and sleep. 5 foods that'll help you sleep, okay? I said a couple of these. I see a couple of these yesterday, but one is cherries. Cherries, yes. Cherry pie, cherry, okay? Cherries. Not all cherries are created equal, and not all will help you to sleep. The tart cherries, rather than sweet or maraschino cherries, could help you rest at night. That means the ones they use for cherry pie, you guys. Ooh, yes. Okay, warm milk. Remember, Mom always drank warm glass of milk before bed. Well, it turns out she's right. Anything warm raises the body temperature, and that naturally makes you feel sleepy. It's like an internal bubble bath. Oh, that's a cool way to put it. Yeah. Chamomile tea. Chamomile. Oh, I've got an article about that too. Tea is another hot liquid and has a similar relaxing effect as a warm glass of milk. The lack of caffeine in chamomile tea is also beneficial because it won't make you wake up mid-slumber. Yeah, because every night, I don't know why, but I always drink a cup of tea too with some honey in it or a little bit of sugar. It's good. Whole wheat bread. Whole grains, yes, have a slice of toast before bed. The carbohydrates can raise the brain levels of tryptophan, which can make you sleepy. Any type of bread will work, but whole grain is the best. Okay, always whole foods, everybody. That's what we're about, wholeness, okay? And whole wheat cereals, also, like whole wheat bread, the cereals will help convert tryptophan into melatonin and serotonin. Melatonin makes you sleep, serotonin makes you feel good, okay? And research has shown that boosting serotonin levels can help promote sleep. And that's your feel-good hormone, yes. Now, I want to play a song by a friend of ours, good friend of ours, Stephen Newland and Roots Underground, the whole band, of course. But Stephen, is our good buddy. In fact, he was here just 2 years ago. But first, I want to play another song by the new artist that Peter Kim Music sent me the other day, by his new artist, Jordash. And this one is called Babylon.
This weed is light. When you're in the dark, you see the light. So what? I don't know why Babylon a fight. You know me never see no weed a fire shot. Never see no weed a cut drill off a shop. Never see the weed a crack skull with no loss. So why you criminalize the weed like that? Hey, Mr. Babylon, better you let go me hand. After me no do nothing wrong. Say that I wrote the law, I never hurt no one. I'm just a herbal man. Hey, Mr. Babylon, better you let go me hand. After me no do nothing wrong. Say that I wrote the law, I never hurt no one. I'm just a herbal man. Why you no want see me bunny trees when you got a lot of medicine where me need? Yeah, it make me cool like a Russian breeze. And when we stress, it put to mind at ease. Ganja make a lot of youths stay from crime. Make your mind float past space and time. In Africa, Solomon grave that fine. So dirty Babylon, you disgrace mankind. Hey, Mr. Babylon, better you let go me hand. After me no do nothing wrong. Say that I broke the law, I never hurt no one. I'm just a herbal man. Hey, Mr. Babylon, better you let go me hand. After me no do nothing wrong. Say that I broke the law, I never hurt no one. I'm just a herbal man. Not a beer, give me the kush, so no give me no bush. Want the real high grade, when the bunny no stush. Man, the eye when you look, you no see food. Are the real sense me nah. Ease out, give me the weed, when they go me na it. Excuse me officer, me bun in a slip. And if you search, well you not find gun in a it. But me a want this a skunk when he bun it a kick. Hey, Mr. Babylon, better you let go me hand. After me no do nothing wrong. Say that I broke the law, I never hurt no one. I'm just a herbal man. Hey, Mr. Babylon, better you let go me hand. After me no do nothing wrong. Say that I broke the law, I never hurt no one. I'm just a herbal man. Naturally grow like the planting trees, and I sow it bud like the beans and greens. Yeah, this a natural remedy. So why you wanna arrest me when me never see no weed a fire shot? Never see no weed that cut drill off a shop. Never see the weed that crack skull with no loss. So why you criminalize the weed like that? Hey, Miss Babylon, better you leg on me on. After me no do nothing wrong. Say that I broke the law, I never hurt no one. I'm just a herbal man. Hey, Miss Babylon, better you leg on me on. After we no do nothing wrong. Say that I broke the law, I never hurt no one. I'm just a herbal man. Yo, DJ Stone, light up the weed, I need it in my dome. Isa, where Babylon fight the tree for. Ain't goalie, Babylon cannot hold we. Ain't blacks, give me the weed where you have road and back. Cause we have the weed, we light it up. A PK production.
My friend and your friend, Stephen Newland and Roots Underground. Big up, Stephen, Charles, Leon. One love from Costa Rica every time.
Must have been born in a herb field. Secret that my mama used to hide from me. Said I man must have been born in a herb field. Secret that my mama used to hide from me. I man must have been born in a herb field. It's a secret that my mama used to hide from me. Said I man love to put my marijuana, yes. I know what Babylon on. Them have to stop I and I now from grow my man for farm. And even when a Congo growing fruits and herbs go on, Babylon them spray pesticide. And if them put them with the poison of meditation, but I'm feeling just a little under the weather. Cause I don't have my marijuana. Well, I'm feeling just a little bit under the weather. I don't have my marijuana. Whoa. A secret that my mama used to hide from me. Said I man must have been born in a herb field. It's a secret that my mama used to hide from me. Said I man must have been born in a herb field. Well, it's a secret that my mama used to hide from me. Said I man must have been born in a herb field. Well, it's a secret that my mama used to hide from me. Love my marijuana, yeah. Shine over Babylon hard. It's like everywhere I go nowadays, I see to run up in a roadblock. And when you stop at dirty Babylon, think of something clever, whoa. But rude boy, where you at charge and fire. And then take me gun a station in a marina. I'm feeling just a little bit under the way. That cause I don't have my marijuana. I'm feeling just a little bit under the way. Cause I don't have my marijuana. Because I don't have my marijuana. It's a secret that my mama used to hide from me. Said I love the. Said it's a secret that my mama used to hide from me. I'm a love to burn my marijuana. Said I'll wait till Tuesday, figure give the judge a talk. Them got me up in a niggle for the sick herb stock. I know them got me down upon a police station yard. And I don't know why them want to make the singer life so hard. And now me have to wait till Tuesday morning to get a job. And I don't know why them want to profile I as a outlaw. But I'd rather be a outlaw than to bow to Babylon law. Yeah, I'd rather be a outlaw than to bow to Babylon law. I got a little message for police commissioner. I wrote a detailed letter to the legislator. There's receptors in your brain for THC, Jaja man. So don't you try and fight the herb from Jaja and arrest you. End up your gun down in Babylon. You'll end up your gun down in Babylon. When I hold my identification. God has sent Similia, I just the healing of the nation. Whoa. The secret that my mama used to hide from me. Said I man must have been born in a herb tree. A secret that my mama used to hide from me. man must have been born in a herb field. A secret that my mama used to hide from me. I man must have been born in a herb field. Well, it's a secret that my mama used to hide from me. So them man love to blaze my marijuana, yeah. Whether is a phone or whether is a phone. No fight against your marijuana. It's funny how way you all I am, now where you charge me for. How we are play the
Yes, herb fields, you know, that his mama used to hide from him. Yes, he knows. Big up. Okay, here. So I want to get to the medicinal plants for sleep because that's important. All right. I've got 3 different plants here. One is called, the chamomile that we just talked about, right? It's one of the medicinal plants that can help treat more than 100 separate ailments and conditions, including the common cold, digestive problems, diarrhea, eczema, gastrointestinal conditions, toothache, earache, and shoulder pain. Wow, and we know that it's great for sleeping. It's best known for its ability to be made into an infusion or a tea, right, which is commonly used to help with sleep and is often served with either honey or lemon. Or both. Yeah. Okay, the other one is St. John's wort. Yeah, St. John's wort. And as the article shows, that the plants grow all over. It's really common all throughout the United States. It's non-native, but now it grows everywhere up there, right? In the Adirondacks, where this lady is, and her school, that's a lot, in Ithaca, New York, okay? And what they do, when the flowers are ripe, they go out and they collect tons and tons of flowers, right? And they put them in jars, the flowers, and then they fill up all the empty spaces with oil or alcohol, like, you know, to make a tincture. Either one. One is for applying to the outside of the skin, and the other is for drinking, you know, like you put so many drops in water, the one with alcohol. And the one with oil is to go on externally, right? The tincture, the oil goes on for bruised and tattered tissue, you know, to help the mending process. So, you know, when you like bruise yourself or sprain something, it's good for that. The tincture, which you put, you know, so much in the water or juice, helps people to feel better from depression. Weird, huh? And that stagnant feeling that people get, I guess, what would you call that? Malaise or something like that, where the motivation seems a thing of the past and sleep is the endless future. All you want to do is sleep all the time, right? So if you're sleeping too much, it can help you with that, right? So it does just the opposite. It makes you feel good and you don't want to be in that bed all the time. Okay, and then lavender. And we talked about lavender a little bit yesterday and making that spray, you know, that you can spray on your pillows and all that, because it's well known for just the smell being really good to help you to sleep, right? And you can grow it. It says that it's beautiful. I mean, here in the picture that Susan sent me in the article, it's like fields and fields with rows and rows of purple lavender flowers. It's so beautiful. I can't believe it. Anyway, it's really simple, and it can be done just about anywhere since it can be grown indoors and out. Wow. And there's 3 different varieties. One is an English variety called Angustifolia. The French variety is X intermedia, and the Spanish lavender is Stoechus. So of the 3, it's the English variety that is most common, that most people see, and is used for aromatherapy, fragrant, and for medicinal purposes. Whenever you grow it inside or in containers, be sure to use sandy soil and add a little bit of lime to the soil, which will help in growing lavender that is healthy and fragrant. So there you have 3 medicinal plants for sleep. Thank you again, Susan, for your great help, man, and these great articles about, you know, all the different things we talk about. Ooh, I got to put some music up in here. I'm going to play Leroy Smart, Baby Wayne.
Yeah, man, this is Baby Wayne speaking, man. Alongside the arts and dance of dance, Leroy Smart. Big things they couldn't know, man. I'm Baby Wayne and Leroy Smart. See them soul, father.
Life in the ghetto is not easy. When you have money, know who to give it. Okay. When you're down, none is nowhere around. And when you're up, them always enough.
from me enemy, them me know me friend. Me friend them from way back when me know me friend. Who now forsake me again, me know me friend. People we not stop tell them what them a talk, but me still now matter them what them a chat. Well them a chat me and me friend the race long. Yo we a till down in at the end we a go see who and who master gotta condemn. No for flash like when paper touch pen, some a screw. Watch out some a wrinkle and bend. Me know me friend. Different from me enemy, them me know me friend. Mr. Smart deal with them.
Know your girlfriend, know which one of them. Which one to give you money, which one to spend.
You hear?
Cause some only cause he problem.
Lord, he pretend. People don't know say I'm a friend, Shabba rank. Everybody knows say I'm a friend, Ninja Man. People don't know say I'm a friend, them heart clean. Baby, we in a spar with them 48, 14, 20, 4-7, me come again. You and me, I tell you, entertain them from your heart clean. You know say me and you are good friend. Me and Mr. Smart, a lick up bad man, we out of them.
Every day you turn, someone you let off. Everywhere you go, them a talk about cash. Everywhere you go, some is just the money, friend. All them causes fear, problem.
Yeah, me tell him, if you want to know your friend, drop and pretend like you're dead, you wouldn't hear. Remarks are pass over your head, oh you a fool. When you check it out of them a fool, and Mr. Smart, and be able to come for road, we are done. You know, say how we have the cool second girls. We don't know you easy and cool. You are the turn and make the man ride the light. We know we friend. Different from we enemy them. We know we friend. We friend them from way back when we know we friend. Who now forsake we again. We know we friend. Baby, we not stop telling them the
life in the ghetto is not easy.
You hear?
When you have money, know who to give it. When you're down, none is nowhere around.
Sure.
And when you're up, them always enough. So when you make it, try don't get broke. No, no, no. Some is just a money friend. Some is just a money friend.
Well, them a talk, but me still now matter them. Them a chat. Well, them a chat me and my friend the race long. Yo, we a till down in at the end. We a go see a woman. I gotta condemn. Some a go flash like when paper touch pen. Some a screw. No for them a wrinkle and bend a paper threat. No for them come. Some a go flash like when paper touch pen. Some a screw. No for them a wrinkle and bend a paper threat. No for them come. And I say we know we friend. Different from we enemy. Them we know we friend. We friend them from way back when we know we.
Tammy Chin over and over again.
Never really thought that I would get to this today. I really didn't know if I should say what I should say. But I got this feeling that you're feeling all these things I want to show. I put it in a song to let you know. I think I like you, and if you got some time to spare, I was thinking we could fall in love. I want to let you in. Are you willing to catch my fall if I happen to just fall for you? My love for you grows stronger every day. So
Tammy Chin, over and over again. Yes, that's left over from my Lovers Rock playlist. I never got around to playing that one, and I wanted to because it's a beauty song. Well, many blessings, everybody. I got to say thank you to everybody, for tuning in today and getting blessed with us over here on the Bless Up Radio Show. We're with you. I'm Kanuta Min. My producer, Susan Evans, says big up to everybody and many blessings, one love, yeah. We're coming to you live from Costa Rica every Thursday and Friday, 1 to 3. And in the UK, you can hear us from 6 to 8 p.m., in Japan, you can hear us from 2 to 4 a.m. the next day. I got to say that one because it's a good one, yeah. Okay, so I want to give you a few yoga poses here. Those of you that are into yoga and have trouble sleeping, I've got here's 6 poses to help you sleep, okay? And these are really easy ones, everybody. And I think just about everyone can do them, right? The first one is a seated wide-angle pose. That means you're going to lay on your bed or your couch or the floor or whatever, and you spread your legs as far apart as you can, sitting, right? And place a pillow horizontally in front of your torso on the floor or the bed or wherever you're got in this position, right? Then inhale and sit up as tall as you can, straight up, with your legs out as far as you can, spread, right? And then begin to fold forward from your hips. I mean, then take your hands and walk them out in front of you until your upper body comes to rest on the pillow. Ooh, it looks really good. I'm looking at the picture, right? And you can find these on our Facebook page, by the way. Bless Up Radio, Facebook. Go check that out. If you're sitting up tall or folding forward causes you to round the spine at all, take a soft bend to both your knees. In other words, you don't want to round your spine. It has to be flat, straight, okay? Then rest and breathe deeply on the pillow for 10 rounds. That means 10 breaths, right? Then inhale to rise back up to the seated position. The locust pose, this is where you lie flat on your stomach and you clasp your hands behind you and your legs are straight out behind you, and with your hands clasped behind you, you raise up your head, but you keep your face looking down and raise up as far as you can. It may only be an inch, but as you do it, you'll get a little bit better at it, okay? And that you hold, it opens the heart and it lengthens the body, right? And you hold it for 10 breaths, okay? So, and that's really good for your back. It's all about our back. That's where our life force is, right? The legs up the wall. This is a very easy one. We talked about it. Anybody can do it. Lie on your bed with your butt up against the wall, and then put your legs straight up, and your back straight, flat, and your arms out to the sides, right? And then just lay like that for 2 to 3 minutes, breathing nice and rhythmically through your nose all the times, okay? This is the reclined bound ankle pose, right? So with your seat, sitting on the bed and your back lying on pillows behind you lengthwise, bring the soles of your feet together as the knees naturally drop out towards the side. Restfully recline with each exhale in towards the pillow and the earth. And stay there for at least 2 minutes and sink deeply into that, okay? It's really good and opens your hips, right? Okay, the other one here is yoga for bedtime. You can do a short meditation, before you go to bed. Sit up in bed and, be comfortable and fold your legs however is comfortable for you, right? Whatever you do with the most ease, right? And then sit up and lean slightly back on your pillows and backboard and close your eyes and rest your hands on your thighs and just breathe for a few minutes and be conscious only of your breath. Okay, try not to let any thoughts come, right? It doesn't have to be serious meditation, just a short while, just to do nothing but breathe. That's all you're going to do. Okay, well, I've got one more song before we have the show's half over. And I'm going to play one more song, and then we're going to have our interview after that. And I'm going to play one song by Rseenal before the interview, and then we're going to play that interview. So big up, everybody. And thanks again for tuning in today and getting blessed with us.
I've seen the rain falling down. The sky was gray with a speck of blue there. Deep through a hole in the cloud. The sun was green and hay there. As you ramble through your sorrow, if everything is wrong. Living in yesterday, tomorrow. I know that something must be wrong. I'll take a melody and see what I can do about it. I'll take a melody and see what I can do about it. I understand why the old fisherman sail along, sail along, sail along. For someday you'll be home. I heard you talking about your troubles. Everybody's got their troubles too. You can make them burst like bubbles. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I've been called dreamer. Dream that never will come through. Well, I've been called so many things before. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'll take a melody and see what I can do about it. I'll take a melody and see what I can do about it. I understand why the old fisherman sail along, sail along, sail along. For someday you'll be gone. I take a melody and see what I can do about it.
The UK's #1 hit music station. What's up? This is Mark Ronson, Cobra Live Radio.
All the hits.
Blazing all over the world. Want to advertise your business, product or services? Make your website more visible online to over 15,000 viewers. Email us today at cobraliveradio@gmail.com. That's cobraliveradio@gmail.com. It's arrived.
Because I'm happy I'm alone. If you feel like a room without a roof. These girls ain't loyal. No, they ain't. My mind's telling me no. My mind's telling me no.
The anthems of the year. Essential R&B 2015.
Are you a DJ? Love music? Want to play on a professional online radio station with over 10,000 listeners? Previous experience not essential, and broadcast software can be provided. If you have a personality and microphone skills, email us today, cobraliveradio@gmail.com. That's cobraliveradio@gmail.com. Or call 07903 925 010.
Looking to pick up some great tickets for a must-see gig or show in the London area? Then get to stubhub.co.uk, where you'll find the seats you want, even at the last minute, and even if it's sold out. From the hottest concerts at the O2 to the smallest gigs, you'll find the seats you want on StubHub. Plus, with the StubHub app, you can find great seats anytime, anywhere. So head to stubhub.co.uk, see what's happening near you, and find the seats you want today. StubHub, the way ticket buying should be.
In the U.S. and around the world, ASUS is a brand famous for awesome laptops, tablets, smartphone, and motherboards. Yeah!
In the UK and around the civilized world, however, ASUS is a brand respected for innovative laptops, tablets, smartphones, and PC components.
ASUS products that look epic and sound rockin'.
ASUS, originally named after Pegasus, the winged horse from Greek mythology, but now sounds like Zeus, the god of sky and thunder.
That's it, ASUS, or whatever you call us. Just search out our incredible range at asus.co.uk.
Never I'm representing. If you want your music reach worldwide and forget your place all over, you not feel look no further. You not feel look no further. DLB Music Marketing will promote your music, yeah, into a worldwide audience of DJs, radio station producers, mixtapes. Also BBM, email blast, and websites. Can contact DLB Music Marketing via SoundCloud/Facebook at DLB Music Marketing. Email address dlbmusicmarketing@gmail.com. Twitter at dlb_music_promo. Also check out them website, www.dlbmusicmarketing.com. Watch your news. Everyone representing DLB Music Marketing. Yeah, I take it to them worldwide. Take it to them worldwide.
Up to 300 people are killed every year in accidents where the driver has fallen asleep at the wheel. Before you feel too tired, pull off the road into a services or other safe area. Drink strong coffee and take a quick nap while the caffeine kicks in.
If you're having a nap, you've left your lights on, sir.
All right, cheers.
Think. Don't drive tired.
Even if you are driving on drugs, you've got no reason to be pulled over, do you? It's not like the drugs are affecting you. Anyway, you know these roads, and the police can't tell you've done drugs, can they? It's not like your eyes are red or you're acting a bit strange. You'll be fine. Except from March 2nd, new laws have made it easier to catch and convict you, leading to a criminal record, a minimum 12-month driving ban, and a fine of up to £5,000. Think. Don't take drugs and drive.
What's up, people? This is Mr. Dynamite. I never shout boo, you know you would. Lyrical shot get popped by spread. We have a little something that everybody did when the gunman around and cuff, as I said. You're listening to Cobra Live Radio. Keep it locked.
The UK's #1 hit music station.
This is Lady Gaga.
What's up? This is Mark Ronson.
Cobra Live Radio.
All the hits. All the hits.
Blazing all over the world.
Young Star.
Taking over Arsenal and Livardis.
We got them one, we gone to the dog. We want no bridge light, we live in the dark. We mix and again them doing one bag of talk, but them
one bag of talk.
Well, poor people fed up. Rodney don't tell them government have no pity pan them. It's like them say who no fly out from January 1st. I got Tanya hungry on them. Big man what I want. Tell me for two poor facts. Cause when man hear this man shout, you know he say sweet Jamaica mash up. When them say evil uncat man fi pay tax.
No, no.
Fed up, poverty up and the crime no far. Them just a chat while the poor people are suffer. No business if we live like dog, and no care if we dead coffee. Them bread done butter. No give a damn if the youth living at the gutter. And even bread a dog I say the system rougher. Granny can't give up find medication. The only meditation rise the things and go for. Poor people face the abuse. The PNP and jail become use. One thing me sure about in a me lifetime, say the biggest mistake Jamaica make that a bruise.
Me tell you say the government a keep up beer slackness, beer corruption and nastiness them a practice. Me say corporation them quick for blacklist. No matter how them fight get to you, them can't stop this. The system deal with black people so drastic. No real again a fear actors and actress. No fear me song and them a jeer and a mock this. You can't stop live all this the hardest.
Well, poor people fed up. Rodney don't tell them government have no pity pan them.
them. It's like them say who no fly out from January 1st. I got Tanya hungry and dead. Big man what a ground. Tell me for joke or facts. When man hear this man shock. You know she say sweet sweet Jamaica mash up when them say evil and cat man fi pay tax.
Somebody tell me this. What about the people in our house and on the bed? What about the people them who can't buy a bread? What about the people them wanna bury in a shallow grave down at Tivoli when Babylon go shoot them dead? The rich man up a top with the pillar at him head. Him see the situation, not a word never said. The blind must be led, the hungry must be fed, but you still pass the youth a stoplights where you beg.
Fed up, no care if them want ban this ya one. Me no care to be media when I play me tune. No care how push a tongue while long. No me not stop chat till them start tell the truth. Babylon like say youths them a criminal and knowing that themselves they are them wanna shoot. But just a read this financial year pre the thing and see if an humble poor people lose. Fed up. Rodney don't tell them government have no pity pan them. It's like them say who no fly out from January 1st. I got Tanya hungry and dead. Big man what a ground. Tell me for joke or facts. Cause when man hear this man shock. You know she say sweet sweet Jamaica mash up when them say evil and cat man fi pay tax.
Yes, that's Rseenal. That's who we have our interview with today, and I'm going to play that right this minute. That was his latest release. It was just released, I don't know, this last month. He's going to talk to us about it, featuring Gabriel Lavardis, okay, and it's Fed Up, and he's going to tell us what that means. And I hope you can hear him well enough. I have to record these off on my Skype, so I know he's going to be a little bit fainter than me. I always turn out really loud because I'm sitting right here, but let's listen to him because this is a great interview with Rseenal Di Artillery, Don Rasta. Yes, everybody, it's our honor and our great pleasure, as I promised you yesterday, to have as our featured guest today, Rseenal, Don Rasta. King, how you doing? Tell everybody how you're doing over there in Jamaica, and give her a big up, okay? Because they're here to listen to you today, special.
Blessed love, blessed up radio show, you know. I'm doing great in Jamaica, you know what I mean? I'm just here to share the vibrations, you know, and, you know, the warmness, you know, from this island with my music and my liberty, you know. I'm just here to full of joy today with the whole family of Blessed Up Radio. You don't know. Pick up yourself, Empress.
Thank you so much, King, for being here with us today. You know, we tried to do the interview about a month ago and had found out that we couldn't do it without recording. We had to record it, so we had to reset it up, everybody. And you were our first interview, in fact, on our show after we started. You know, so we had to do this. I mean, what the conscious lyrics and everything like this new. You just put out this new one, which we just played before the interview. Fed Up. When was that released? It's featuring Gabriel Lavardis. Tell us a little bit about that new song.
Well, this song is basically speaking to the situation in Jamaica, you know, as it is with the political affairs and how the country is run and the corruption that comes with the whole politics of the country and the culture, you know, that divisive culture. You know, that people are now fed up of all the excuses and all the regression, you know, that is caused by this mismanagement of the country. So that song, it speaks to that situation, basically in Jamaica, of the economic situation, the political situation, and the socio-economic situation that is caused out of corruption and mismanagement of the country, you know?
Yes, and you know, it really hits home because it's really all the countries, you know, it's all the countries. And I don't know in Jamaica if it's like that for, you know, for you over there, but like here in Costa Rica where I live, right, it's like it's like the same it's the same family runs, like the Bushes, or the same families come into power. So maybe another family will take over for a couple of terms, and then another one, come in, but it's the same family from like a decade ago, and it's like nothing ever gets changed,
For Jamaica, we have our political parties are derived out of one family.
Right.
There
you
go. One, they were both cousins,
Yeah.
And they started a movement together. But then they had individual opinions and objective and perspectives. So they split into two parties, which became the hallmark of Jamaican politics, which became the way of life for our political culture, and they have monopolized the politics in a way in which it is like more of a society of people that comes in and stays there until death. Because it's until a politician dies is when he gets out of the politics, So there is no room for change, and there is no room for anything outside of that, because many have attempted to change the politics. Marcus Garvey had attempted to run against these parties, and they bought out the people, because the area that I live in currently was that area that Marcus Garvey lived, and that was the area that he was running for the constituency, and the political and the candidate at the time just came in with some food and some alcohol, and throw that on the people, and those were the same people who vote against Marcus Garvey. So this is how they monopolize themselves.
And it's funny because, I can tell you the same story here, because the candidates before the election go out and they actually go to people's homes that are poor, don't have a home and would want a home, and promise them a no interest loan, or give them block and, cement block and rock and gravel and, all the materials to build a home so that they'll vote for them, though. And they come that day and pick them up and take them to the polls to vote. So the people, of course, obligatorily, vote for this candidate, How do you do something about that? How do you change that part, They're taking advantage of people who don't have, to make them vote for them, but it's in their not in their best interest,
Well, for me, as a musician and as a person who is involved in, the community with the people, I try to, whenever I do like my week shows at my shop, because we would keep weekly shows where I bring artists there and perform. Whenever I would do that, I would drop knowledge on the people, raising the level of awareness of what is happening around them, try to get them to ask for things that the community need. And, it might not sink in immediately, but, gradually people will start questioning, and, we would talk about various things, but my prime medium is when I touch the mic. I talk about it. I'm like, the community need a rubbish bin skit, or the community need proper garbage disposal, or the rivers need to clean up, or we need water in the area, And this is how I put out those little jewels in the people's minds, so they can, one day sit down and it start resonating with them.
They hear it that way through music a lot better,
Right, and I put it in lyrics as well, so in the parties or wherever, it might hit someone. So, these are the ways that we have to utilize medium, the forums and the mediums that we get
Right.
to send and raise the awareness.
Well, yes, because even if the ears don't hear it physically, the soul hears it. You know, the spirit is hearing it, right? Yes, and it's subliminal, and it'll come up.
Subliminal.
Right, it'll come up to the person in a situation or something that'll remind them of that, and then they'll remember that.
Right.
You know? And another reverse way to change, well, you know, I answered my own question, right? But a way to change what those politicians do as far as bribing people to vote for them, or, you know, whatever they call it, blackmailing them, is to tell politicians that you won't vote for them. Like huge blocks of people. We won't vote for you if you don't do this, you know, and make sure you do it, right? But otherwise, I don't really know how to change that, you know, take advantage of people who who are needy, you know, and giving them things for the election because they need, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
They capitalize on that. But not only is that the people the people will see that the politicians are not doing anything.
Right.
But you see, because there is a culture of partisan politics where even if they are doing nothing for me because my mom is this and my dad is that, I will naturally vote, you know, for that particular party. And this is what is reigning mainly in Jamaica. It's not because of the work of the party, but it's more of the preference handed down by, you know, the family, you know. So if you're from a household that mainly votes for one side, you know, you find that all the persons coming out of that household sticks to voting for that party and become real die-hearted party followers, you know. So
that's true.
This is also a culture that, you know, prevails in Jamaica, you know.
And there's so much about the economy too, you know, that's involved in it, you know, and rather than what's good, you know, for people, but it's so much about making money, you know, politics. So anyway, I saw that. My friend and I watched a couple of your videos here yesterday, and were really impressed with that, you know, the joy too that you put through it, you know, and the love that's involved in, you know, your lyrics. And standing on a car, you were standing on a car doing one yesterday that we were watching, we really liked, you know, and the girls were dancing in their backyard, you know. It was really a nice video, you know. Ready
for take it. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That song that is one of the songs featured on my EP, that was recently released in April, you know, and we did. That was the second video coming from that project, you know, and we have several other videos to follow, because what I am doing currently is getting most of the songs that I put out on that project music video going out with them as well. So we are currently working on the latest music video right now, which is What Kind of Herbs, which is we call it a ganja tune, you know, but mainly talking about the benefits of the marijuana, and also, you know, talking about how using it, how we go into making it productive for us as well, monetarily, in terms of legitimizing its use, and also gaining the benefit from it as normal everyday people, farmers, you know.
Well, yes, we've been using it all through history. I mean, what? Just because of one man, you know, they try to stop it. You know?
An interesting topic about it today on your show.
That's right. Yes, as far as sleeping, I mean, I talk about it almost every week, having to do with some kind of treatment for health, right? And like for sleep, it's excellent for sleep. You know, I mean, well, it's a way of life for me, kind of, but you know, a lot of people.
It is a way of life as well. You know
because I always say it's like my instant meditation.
Fully centered around it, but it is an integral part of our my personal liberty, you know, within my household, you know what I mean? Because my this is something, this is the plan that is of great economic value to I and I, you know, as well as great recreational and spiritual value, you know, so
and King,
we honor that.
Well, since we're on the subject, I want to tell us, everybody, what it exactly is, because I know that in Jamaica, it wasn't that long ago, just a few months ago, that it was legalized. Is that for medical use, or is it? I know they really wanted to get it legalized so that they could produce it for medicine, you know, for export too.
Well, it is not legalized; it is only decriminalized. So
I see.
We are allowed just certain a limited amount. You know, we are not allowed to plant it on a wide scale. They will allow us 5 plants.
Oh, I see.
An individual. You know, so and they have various clause that accompanies that legalization. You know, however, you know, they are moving towards the commercialization of the plant in terms of medical use, and other corporations coming in and controlling the production. So, you know what I mean? It's not something that is so much beneficial to the everyday people.
Right. In other words,
be lucrative for the corporations. You know?
In other words, the farmer up on the mountain can't get a license to grow it and be able to make a living selling it as a medicinal product.
No, you won't get that privilege unless he's a corporation that has millions.
Okay. Well, that figures in. That's that's par for the course, eh?
but they had to throw something, you know, like, okay, you can carry around a bag of in your pocket.
Right. You can carry around your own little bag, but you can't grow it, and you know? That's for us to make money on, the government probably.
That's for us.
Yeah, right.
That's for the big fishes.
See?
You know? That's
what we're talking about. So tell everybody about how you got started, I mean, in the music. I mean, you've been doing this for a long time, and you're super active, even though you have a shop, too, that you run as, like, your major income, right? But
yes.
Uh-huh. But when did you get started, you know, in music? From the time you were little? I mean, that's what most people tell us, you know.
Well, let me see. It has been, it would be a decade this year, you know, that I've started in this music thing officially, you know, by doing recordings and so on. In 2005, you know, in 2005, really went into the studio for the first time and started doing the music on
recording and being able to record. Yeah.
Right, yeah, officially recording songs and releasing songs. And the first time putting out as song, you know, it happened to go on a chart, a dance song. I started in dance because local music is dance song. That's what you hear on the radio every day.
Right.
You know, so it was a dance to pick up the video and the top 10 in music at the time. So, you know, that was a kind of into folk. Since then we have done several projects follow with that. Marky B, who is a part of my group right now, Reggae Generation.
Tell me again, that was, what did you say, Marky B?
Yeah, Makonnen.
Makonnen. Okay, because it was all garbled for a minute. I was waiting for it to clear up again. Okay, go ahead now.
Yes. So I first done my recording with Makonnen Makonnen. You know, we call it Mackie B. My first recording was done with Makonnen.
I've got that song. I think you sent that to me. I've got that.
And we started with multicast, and we teamed up with another set of producers, which was another one of my good friends, Romain Hamilton, Face, and Basra, you know, Mansion Music, and we just started recording and putting out stuff, and since then it just grew so fast that even we were surprised of how fast, you know, the popularity grew and how successful, you know, it was at the time. You know.
That blows my mind too, that you've only been doing this for 10 years. Here, I thought you'd been doing this for many years. As much material as you have out and your popularity and all.
Yes. Well, you see, the thing is, I'm the artist that makes 5, 6, 7 songs a day, you know, because that's how my mind works. My mind just keep going, you know, so I have a lot of material, and that was one of the main reasons why I get the name Rseenal Di Artillery, you know, I mean, it's an artillery of lyrics, you know, so whatever topic, whatever genre, you know, I mean, it's just a storehouse of music and lyrics and flows and styles, you know, so that is where the artillery title came from. So, you know, it's all a culmination of various attributes that brought the name about.
When you do that,
more so now with a deeper meaning.
When you write like that, you know, say you write 5, 7 songs or 6 songs, do you write the songs down, you know, like the lyrics, or you just work the tune first, and, you know, how do you do that? Or is it just you can remember it?
Well, you see, the thing is, I was a poet before, you know, I was a poet before, and while I was campus, because I was in the university campus, you know, for the University of the West Indies, I was there, you know, working and studying. And while on campus, I got involved with the Marcus Garden movement, and it was a good forum to, you know, get out certain thoughts in my head, because they usually have like a poetry day where we would go and we would do poetry and so on, so, and share poetry with each other and so on. So I started doing the poetry, and then I got introduced to the dub poetry through a sound that they call dub traffickers, you know. So, and this person who saw me then was Rasrod, you know, and he invited me to come, you know, share some of the poems then over music. So that's when I started doing the poetry on music.
Right. So I see. So you wanted, the poetry was your big thing, really, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I had material. I had so much material. So when I met Mackie now, back then, you know, I used to read them these poetries, you know what I mean? Or when he plays a beat, because he used to make beats on his computer back then when nobody was doing it in Jamaica. So because he was one of the he's Jamaica's genius, you know, with the computer. Because at age 14, he at age 14 he was advising the Ministry of Technology. So then he was making music on his computer, and I was his brethren. So hearing the music so often and, you know, being around him, I was like, let me try some poetry on this, because, you know, I'm doing dub poetry. I've done dub poetry, so let me just try. And that's when I transitioned into being a DJing because the beats were faster. It wasn't like a drum beat. It was more faster. It's a rhythm now.
Right, right.
I was forced to go faster to keep up with the pace and the tempo. So in doing so, I started to DJing. The delivery changed. So that's when I started DJing, and over and over practice. Then we decided to, finally record. And when I recorded, it was like wow, and we continued. So
it's like magic, you know what I mean?
Transition poetry, right?
Wow.
And I happen to have with me poems that I then turned into songs. So, coming in, as fresh artists, but with a lot of contents, a lot of material. It just, I was just on a momentum of work, because it's like, all right, which one of my poems am I gonna record today?
What fun!
So,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
the passion of it. You can't sleep, you can't eat. All you want to do is do that thing. Because you found something new.
Right,
what a great
I just
opportunity
hear
that was.
myself over and over again, on a new beat. So
really makes the poems like
I created
twice
so
as
much
good. Being
content.
able to do that with them, and then that way you get the rhythm too that you want. You can set it, digitally, really good.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because we were there making, creating the beat around the point, because he's there as the creator of the beat, and I am there with the flow of the poem, and it's just a synergy, that develops here. And up to today, we are still working together, doing the same thing, and
was that the first time that he
transitioned into a musical? Pardon?
I just said, is that the first time that he had done that too, like with poetry?
Well, actually, no. Before I met him, he was working on a project with some poets. Poets that I knew on campus. You know what I mean? I never knew of the project before. So he just finished a project with the poets that I was on campus with, but I never knew of that project. And I think Buta Baruch was involved in that project as well. Neto Meets was involved, and several well-known poets from Jamaica right now, were involved then. But I never knew of that, you know what I mean? So when I came in, he already had his experience with poets, so that was easy, but we didn't follow we didn't aspire to be just poets, or producers of poetry, we aspired to be more cutting edge then, and shove the envelope and go into the mainstream music, which is dancehall in Jamaica. So that's where we went, and he was also working with artists at the time, upcoming artists who are now big artists here. So, it was just that groundbreaking moment between himself and I,
you guys just made magic together is what you did,
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
For both of you.
We're still together.
I know. Well, okay, so I've got a couple more minutes. I wanted to ask you one last thing here and tell the people how, they can either buy your music and support you, because, or at least listen and then support you. We're going to play 4 of your songs. They already played Fed Up, and like shows where you are, because you say you've toured, abroad. You've not just in Jamaica. You do shows more frequently there, right? But like you've been out on tour too. So tell people a little bit about that, and if you have anything coming up that they can come and see you live?
Well, I have 2 shows this weekend. I have Purple Funk. That's in, though, for those who are in Jamaica, that's in the Ligani area, Dewsbury Road, 2 Dewsbury Road. Mama Joy, who is the mother of Free Eye, the mother of Free Eye, and those who know of Peter Tosh, death and so on, we know of Free Eye. So, that's where the venue will be for the Purple Funk. And I also have I Revolt. And I will be performing alongside with our group, New Reggae Generation, myself, Makonnen, and Ayagif, along with the other artists out here that are doing well. It's a widely publicized show, so I expect a lot of people to come out. But those who would love to see what I'm doing this weekend, should pass through and really come hold a joy with us.
Yeah.
As it pertains to getting my music, iTunes has the latest EP that I've put out, A Luta Continua, Vittoria e Certa, which is the struggle A Luta Continua X, the struggle continues no more. Vittoria e Certa, victory is certain. That's the meaning of that project, and that is embodying the revolutionary spirit, not to war, not to fight, but to break up the that folly ground, break up that hatred, that all the things that are holding us back from progressing and ascending into our higher self. So it is like a radicalness, but not directed outward, but directed inward to change the various obstacles that we put within ourselves, and to defy all the limitations that we place on ourselves and that others have placed on us, and progress and ascend. So the whole essence of that is to look in, to look out, to see life brighter, and to be life brighter.
That's right.
So you could get that. You could get that project on iTunes, Amazon, everywhere. All those mediums, all those electronic.
Hear that, everybody?
You could go on soundcloud.com/RSEENAL, Rseenal, to download I put up several free downloads there.
That's right.
Where you could get a sample of what I'm doing. There are mixtapes there. The Seraph is a current mixtape that is there. It was hosted on another site, but they took it down, and I now posted it back on my page. You could check me out at facebook.com/RSEENAL music.
You can go to Google and put RSEENAL, and it's all over the place.
Yeah. And find me. So,
easy.
That is where you could contact me, and you'll get, if it's not me who replies, my people will reply and courteously reply to you. So
that's amazing. You amaze me, King. Really, all the work that you've done in such a short amount of time. And there was one other thing, I wanted to tell me quick, because I just got a job. I have to go to work on my regular job anyway. I came in, so I took it. But Susan told me that you're building an eco village. What's with that?
Well, the eco village now, because we strive to be independent of the system. be off the grid. You know, we want to create a self-sustaining area, which is not just to be an attraction, but to be our living space, and you know, to accommodate the culture, you know, of living one with your environment. You know, so we have acquired the lands, and we are now seeking those who are interested in creating this space as a cultural, spiritual space, as well as an entertainment hub, you know, in regards to the work that we are doing with reggae music, and the message that we are trying to not try, but putting out there,
right,
you know?
Right. You are doing it. That's right.
Yeah, so you know, we have already started farming the land and thing, and you know, it's just now for us to know actually live on the land and maintain that area and that space, and keep developing this space into an area that would be, you know, of great significance to others, you know, for them to copy and to use as a format to their lifestyle, you know, with being one with the surroundings and keeping the place.
Well, the reason that I ask you and that I'm interested is because I have a plan to do that myself, and I even have the drawing made, you know, how it'll work and everything, and it's the same idea only here in Costa Rica, you know, where people can come and experience it, and also it can be like a retreat or, you know, a place for people to, I don't know, chill out, you know, and also experience what it's like to be in a sustainable and totally closed, off the grid, you know, all waste is used and all the food, you know, it's so beautiful. So anyway, you and I have got to, you know, meet someday anyway doing that. And
certainly,
I want to tell you that I feel, and I think everybody else who's listened to you today, you know, it feels that you are an absolute blessing to the world, King. What you're doing, all that you're trying to put forth there. Yes. I give thanks for you. And thank you so much for being here today. You know, with your time. I know you're so busy, so.
Pleasure.
Everybody?
You know, my absolute pleasure, you know, to be here. And, you know, it seems as if time is not long enough to talk about all that.
Oh, you know.
I would love to talk about, but, you know, we know how it goes, you know what I mean? It's just
you'll have to come back again, okay? So, because you're doing a lot of work and you're putting out a lot of material. So, when you've got, you know, more new material, you'll come back on the show again, 6 months or something like that. Tell us all about the Echo Village and how far you're getting on it, too, you know. Thank you, King.
Wonderful. Be great to, you know, update you on all the happenings.
You are an upful person. You are a king. I can't believe it. Thank you so much for being with us, you know. Okay.
One love, Empress. You don't know. Enough love and blessings. And
one love.
Bless up radio, so you know the thing of always blessed.
Hey, yeah, make us a drop, okay, for our show, and we'll play it too.
All right.
You know?
Let me do a quick one.
Okay, do it.
Let me walk with you through this love illusion. Just take my hands and let you lead the way. And let me tell you about this evolution, where joy arises and darkness turns to day. Maximum love and respect goes out to Bless Up Radio. You don't know Empress Keynote. You don't know the thing already. Rseenal Di Artillery, always full doors in. Bless Up Radio, you're ever blessed, never stressed. Boom.
Bless, King. Okay, how we go to some more music. Thank you, King. More later. Bye.
Spitfire Productions.
Collaboration. Burning Spear. Big up, Grandpa.
I see them a drop poor you like fly. Every day is another poor you that die. Mama she a fear stand up in a full stop line. System designer a way to make she lose her mind. Pick me hungry and a ball call food can't find. Young girl drop out of school and pregnant most our time. You them dead up on the system stop low combine. Can't imagine another life we could have worse than mine. Device the purpose if we get one like art. To make the poorer class them mad. Them system done promising youth in a hardened criminal. Let mama bad belly ball in figure. Cause there is no hope in this garrison. So many still waiting to find a way out. What the youth them contemplating. Them lose sight of Jack. In them black them turn them fating. We tell the ghetto youth to call them straight king.
Marcus Garvey words come to pass. Marcus Garvey words come to pass.
With words of equal stand
Marcus Garvey words come to pass.
This race of no
can't get no food to eat.
Look how many selling soul for gold. Poverty perpetual gone beyond control. Truth unfold, other half now been told. System design a way for make the ghetto youths them cold. Ghetto 45 the MPC told. Them show more 45 the more youths them bold. And them color code everything's falling bold. Become a garrison before you know. Lose soul to them corruption. Hate war and crime. Police said them have a war and crime. But target ghetto youths all time. And do we rights and justice that get refused all time. Can't win so we lose all time. Check the stats, read the facts, garrison make the news all time. Who not dead already still a face abuse all time. The politicians come use all time. Why?
Marcus Garvey words come to pass.
One is twice.
Marcus Garvey words come to pass.
So I say youths,
Marcus Garvey words come
because I resist time. Burn them politics and no food to eat. Wise in at this time. Youths, wise in at this time. So I say, wise in at this time.
Yes, and another collaboration, Capleton. Rseenal Di Artillery. Yes, because he's full of material music. Listen. He got something to say.
So in this way I shall relate it. I'ma keep it real while them can DJ about them fakeness. Why your brother never wanna see your brother make it? Man, I won't believe you if you say I so Jamaica way. Every ghetto youth them have them dreams I want to chase it. But I don't give a damn about the watch you wear your chains with. But make the youth them hungry and without remorse them take it. They never wanna do it but the hunger ain't to play with. Trying to the Lord to help is like he doesn't hear it. So we don't believe in that no more, why would you blame me? Them colonize, nationalize and Christianize to chain with. And gave us democracy but me feel like we in slavery. Try to beat the system, want to work and so me see card. Feel so many interviews, me starting I'm a retard. Try to find a way but life so tricky like the trick yard. Close to touch marijuana ain't the dream gone. Riches call me soul, me want to keep it. Every youth me know I try to find a way to seek it. If I even thief it or to beat it or to teach it, I have to realize with dreams and aspirations I have to reach it. Just one life to live, so if you feel you have no reset. So hit the ground running like when you see and do some knee lift. The humble calf talk is what them treat the poor and equal. They will never drink no milk or taste the cereal it eat with. Greed is just the poor cycle for less. Substandard living and so we cycle for mess. Baby have nothing to eat and so them cycle for breast. How long it I go take before we cycle for best? Yes, nothing incarcerated all the time I wait to get come. Why so many guns from like say little Jamaica make gun? Where the ammunition them come from? Seems like the system want recruiting every day to you to gun man. you shall relate it. I'ma keep it real, well, them can DJ about them fakeness. Why your brother never wanna see your brother make it? Man, I won't believe you if you say I such a make way. Every ghetto youth, them have them dreams, I want to chase it. But I don't give a damn about the watch you wear your chains with. But make the youth them hungry and without remorse them take it. They never wanna do it, but the hunger ain't to play with. Crying to the Lord to help is like he doesn't hear it. So if we don't believe in that no more, why would you blame me? Them colonize, nationalize, and Christianize to tame with. And gave us democracy, but me feel like we in slavery. Try to beat the system, want to work, and so me see card. Feel so many interviews, me start think I'm a retard. Try to find a way, but life so tricky like the trick yard. Just a charge you marijuana, every dream gone.
Big up to Arsenal. Yes, I have one more tune, Progress, but first of all, I want to say thank you so much, man. What a great interview. And I'm getting a lot of comments here about what an upful, great person you are and the things, all the stuff that you're trying to do with your music and in your life and in the world to help others and the earth. And many blessings, King. Progress. That's what he's about.
Style me and style him. The one I name Progress. Yeah, inna them heart, them a dead from we progress. We going for the top and we a do the thing with no stress. Some dirty player gonna come back one like say we owe them. A try to fight we don't after a pure love we show them. No fear no boy until a boy know if he blow break. The bad man inna them a eat a kill them with a slow death. Me done pass the worst and that them feel no say. Young stars what he did them. Make me own talk and set me own trend. But me own spliff and buy me own blend. No boy can't tell me bout me hold them. No fussy can't tell me bout me hold them. Set me own aim and have me own plan. Live me own life, call me a me own man. No boy can't tell me say them a my done. No fussy could tell me say them a my done. Ya hear me? So when some fussy say your progress, inna them heart is like a rake up a ant's nest. I know that wish we see me flap front me fans them. I know me dash way in a prison like cartel for them. Youth, walk with who walk with you. Got enough of who you par with a bullet figure you. And down in a the pit where them a dig them want see you. Me glad they're not teach me what to do. Make me own talk and set me own trend. But me own spliff and buy me own bling. No boy can't tell me bout me hold them. No fussy can't tell me bout me hold them. Set me own aim and have me own plan. Live me own life, call me a me own man. No boy can't tell me say them a my done. No fussy could tell me say them a my done. Ya hear me? Enough no want work but them want make it. And when them can make it, them beg it or take it. Enough of them no want see me set it and bless it. The devil in a them must try to upset it. Check it, no bill but them want wreck it. And have a long night in a the friend back fi left it. Them only want to see a thing I go and just fi face it. But none of them can stop my blessing. Make me own talk and set me own trend. But me own spliff and buy me own bling. No boy can't tell me bout me hold them. No fussy can't tell me bout me hold them. Set me own aim and have me own plan. Live me own life, call me a me own man. No boy can't tell me say them a my done. No fussy could tell me say them a my done. Ya hear me? The third verse are the worst one. They said no, them used to tell you thanks I hit them now a curse from. Them heart dirty than the dirt pan. Me can bet me last all I say a friend did murder dirt man. So when I pass you one friend me pray the meditation where them a work from. Cause enough of them out there up enemy. I know that one me in a bush a dead fi worm ya. Make me own talk and set me own trend. But me own spliff and buy me own bling. No boy can't tell me bout me hold them. No fussy can't tell me bout me hold them. Set me own aim and have me own plan. Live me own life, call me a me own man. No boy can't tell me say them a my done. No fussy could tell me say them a my done. Ya hear me?
Yes, that was a great show. And that's it, everybody. I'm going to leave you right now with one of my favorites. I love to end the show with Morgan Heritage, Down by the River. But before I go, I want to say Many Blessings will be back next Thursday, 1 to 3 Eastern Time and 6 to 8 with the Bless in UK. With the Bless Up Radio Show, I'm Canute Min at the controls. Bless up to Susan, bless up to Cobra over in CobraLiveRadio.com, because without him, we wouldn't be able to do this show. This is where we go stream through. And if you do happen to miss the show, or you can't listen to the entire show, I know it's in the middle of the day and people have things to do, right? You can always check us out and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's the Bless Up Radio YouTube channel. Go check us out over there and subscribe. And then if you miss something and you want to hear it, you'll be able to find it there within a day after the show, okay? Or also like our Facebook page, the Bless Up Radio Facebook page, and you can also check out all the articles and more that we don't have time to talk about on the show. So thank you, everybody, again, and I'll see you next week. Many blessings, and stay blessed and be safe.
This is Mark Ronson. Cobra Live Radio.
All the hits. All the hits.
Blazing all over the world. Want to advertise your business, product or services? Make your website more visible online to over 15,000 viewers. Email us today at cobraliveradio@gmail.com. That's cobraliveradio@gmail.com. It's arrived.
Because I'm happy I'm alone. If you feel like a room without a roof, these girls ain't loyal. No, they ain't.
R&B Anthems of the Year. Essential R&B 2015.
Are you a DJ? Love music? Want to play on a professional online radio station with over 10,000 listeners? Previous experience not essential, and broadcast software can be provided. If you have a personality and microphone skills, email us today. CobraLiveRadio@gmail.com. That's CobraLiveRadio@gmail.com. Or call 07903 925 010.
Looking to pick up some great tickets for a must-see gig or show in the London area? Then get to stubhub.co.uk, where you'll find the seats you want, even at the last minute, and even if it's sold out. From the hottest concerts at the O2 to the smallest gigs, you'll find the seats you want on StubHub. Plus, with the StubHub app, you can find great seats anytime, anywhere. So head to stubhub.co.uk, see what's happening near you, and find the seats you want today. StubHub, the way ticket buying should be.
In the U.S. and around the world, ASUS is a brand famous for awesome laptops, tablets, smartphone, and motherboards. Yeah!
In the UK and around the civilized world, however, ASUS is a brand respected for innovative laptops, tablets, smartphones, and PC components.
ASUS products that look epic and sound rockin'.
ASUS, originally named after Pegasus, the winged horse from Greek mythology, but now sounds like Zeus, the god of sky and thunder.
That's it, ASUS, or whatever you call us. Just search out our incredible range at asus.co.uk.
In the forum representing. If you want your music reach worldwide and forget your place all over, you not feel look no further. You not feel look no further. DJLB Music Marketing will promote your music, yeah, into a worldwide audience of DJs, radio station producers, mixtapes. Also BBM, email blast, and websites. Can contact DLB Music Marketing via SoundCloud/Facebook at DLB Music Marketing. Email address dlbmusicmarketing@gmail.com. Twitter at dlb_music_promo. Also check out them website, www.dlbmusicmarketing.com. Watch on it. Everyone representing DLB Music Marketing. Yeah, I take it to them worldwide. Take it to them worldwide.
Up to 300 people are killed every year in accidents where the driver has fallen asleep at the wheel. Before you feel too tired, pull off the road into a services or other safe area. Drink strong coffee and take a quick nap while the caffeine kicks in.
If you're having a nap, you've left your lights on, sir.
All right, cheers.
Think. Don't drive tired.
Even if you are driving on drugs, you've got no reason to be pulled over, do you? It's not like the drugs are affecting you. Anyway, you know these roads, and the police can't tell you've done drugs, can they? It's not like your eyes are red or you're acting a bit strange. You'll be fine. Except from March 2nd, new laws have made it easier to catch and convict you, leading to a criminal record, a minimum 12-month driving ban, and a fine of up to £5,000. Think. Don't take drugs and drive.